A quick little live stream. We're going to be out here where that stump was. She's a big one. And we're going to see about leveling this all out with the Massey MF20. So let's see about getting this started. We are going to have to hit her with some ether. Ford's been doing all right. We had a couple line issues. Well, we blew a line up front here. One of these lines blew out, and then back here along the same line, this big rubber line, we had to replace it. The hard line had been repaired at one point, and where they soldered it or brazed it back together let loose. So yeah, I think this thing's from the 70s, and a lot of these lines are all original, so it's a miracle it's lasted this long. So, you know, you work them enough, especially running a backhoe, and as much work as we've been doing with it, it's not too bad. So let's see about doing a cold start. Cold start, we're going to ether it. A little can of starting fluid. I don't know how much diesel's actually in this. I put 5 gallons in it when I first got it, and I don't think I've checked it since. Go ahead and give her some. I just sprayed around. Oh. Here comes to life. Shuttle shift. We'll pick up our box blade real quick. Okay. Clicker in the gear. We gotta pick up our boom. I really need to check the fluid in this. It might be low. Oh, remember if I ever did. Get out of here. We made it out, didn't damage anything. Oh, there we go. Trust this shuttle shift. I like to take it out of gear. Hello, GG. Okay, so that giant stump was right in here. As you can see, we're starting off pretty rough. And we're just going to make some passes around with that big box blade back there and see how we do. There was also a stump here, and well, there were stumps all through here. I've got to get more dirt brought in. Hello, and good morning to you. Hello, everyone. All right, we'll put you here maybe. That'll be all right, I think. Right. Hello, everyone. Yeah, we're driving the tractor around, it's coming along, making little bites at a time, trying to get this all leveled out. I've got to bring more dirt in here. There's a lot of, you can see the low spot up there and stuff, and obviously, I mean, look at how big this is. Look at all the dirt that is missing from this area. You know, that is a substantial chunk out of the ground. Same thing with that big guy there. That was also down over here, along with quite a few others. Honestly, it's kind of impressive that it's as flat as it is. So what I'm trying to do, I'm trying to come back here and make a cut all the way across to make this as level as I can. Maybe I'll throw you guys over this way for a little bit. Trying to hold you guys and do it at the same time just isn't, because I gotta work the lift on that tractor is not 100%. It's really hard to control. I kind of gotta float it to make it do what I want. So both hands are in use, you know. But maybe that'll show you a little better what I'm trying to do here. It's gonna be a bunch of back and forth. And I'm probably going to come in and go this way sometimes, and then we might do it from angles. I don't know yet. It depends on how this goes, what it looks like. go for a walk and see how we did. It looks a lot better already. Now there are going to be some low spots in it. Like I say, we got to bring in more dirt. But it's not super bad. We definitely have some waviness in here. Also, it's going to settle down a lot. It's supposed to rain later today. And maybe we could do something about that. Try and get that straightened out a little more. I got all this trash at the end. I'm just going to shove all that up and get rid of it. You know, a bunch of sticks and everything. Get that out of here. Goes in a circle so he doesn't have to reverse. Goes in a crisscross. I was thinking about going back and forth with crisscross. I gotta watch, you know, making turns in here. I don't want to tear the yard up over there. We might kind of do a crisscross pattern real quick. At least want to get this out of here. All the trash. That's one of the biggest holdups. That thing starts to grab dirt and then this gets underneath it and it misses all of it and it gets unlevel. Well, Massey's doing a good job though. It's a MF20 with a 3-cylinder Perkins diesel. That motor, something, I don't know if it's in the injector pump, the timing, or the motor's just wore out. We're gonna have to get a compression test on it because I hit the throttle and it's got quite a delay before it actually goes to full throttle, and it starts really hard. You about gotta have ether for the thing to start even. So we have some issues with it we need to work out. Oh, and the shuttle shift, you keep hearing the grinding. The clutch does not engage for the shuttle shift very well. It does sometimes, but I don't know. I need to figure that one out too. I just got that tractor, I don't know, a few weeks ago, so I haven't really had time to dig into it too deep, and it's running and driving, so we're going to use it while it's up and going. We changed all the fluids out in it. That was the main important thing. So, it looks so good. I hate to do much more to it and mess it up. All right. Yeah, we're zoomed out. Okay. We'll try doing some angles. I guess. I'm no expert here. on power. Something's just not quite right. Also, I do have the rear wheels that I'm missing the diff lock controller, so I've got the rear wheels engaged just so it'll pull, or the diff lock engaged, and that's why it's turning so difficult as well. Does look good now the trees are gone. Boss sometimes good. Yeah, I'm really happy with it. We still got to get, supposed to have someone coming to cut down some of these bigger trees. I don't know if they'll be here today or when, but then we're gonna have to dig those out and get all them stumps out and re-level it. I'll take LE210. LE210. I'm not quite familiar with an LE210. I am impressed with what that thing's doing. It needs some quirks figured out with the engine. That thing should be staying more full throttle, but from where we started at, I'm pretty happy with this. That looks a lot better. We're smooth. We don't have big dips. That box blade, I mainly bought that tractor for the box blade off the back, but it does do a good job. We still got a little bit of a low spot here, but I figured we'd have some. Yeah. I think we're going to take that win. Make sure to leave a like. Hit subscribe. There's still plenty more to come on this project. We'll be live streaming most of it. I got a couple videos pulling this guy out. That took, we had to put that tractor and the backhoe on it. We had to put chains around it to get it up out of that hole. Huh, I just have a random piece of metal. Not totally sure where that came from. Let's not have random bits and bobs flying around my yard. I don't recognize that piece of tin. Well, gotta love it. That's the loader for that John Deere MT over there. I was originally going to do that up, but they ended up cracking the frame and breaking the front pedestal off of that thing. So no, this is a very heavy loader that they had on way too light a tractor for it, I think. Yeah, if you go back on the channel and look at this, there was a fence line going all the way around. It was all grown up in trees. There were a bunch of trees back there. This place was a mess. The goal is to kind of make it look like that. That's my property over there too. Make it look like that. Just have a few nice trees in the middle. Try and clean up the front. Make it something I can just come in, mow real easy. That's why I wanted the stumps out of there. I don't have a bunch of stumps to mow around. I just want to be able to just whoop, fly over it. Call it good. All right. Enough yakking. I'll try and... It's very hard for me to run this thing and drive at the same time, or hold the camera and drive at the same time. So you can see we have quite a bit of dirt left. It pulled up. We're just gonna go out there and finish our run until it's out of dirt, because all that out there needs help too. I can't believe I'm taking dirt away from this, but that's what ended up happening. You know, I put 5 gallons of diesel in this, and she still got fuel. These Perkins just really sip. I do like the foot throttle works. This thing does all right when you go to turn. That might be a problem. I mean, that's a great spot to dump it, honestly. That's not a bad spot to dump the excess dirt. SOS. But I'm just going to bring I thought about breaking this up. I think it's just straight concrete is what it looks like, and it goes down a ways because this was a basement. So because I had a pipe over here and I had to dig down, and you know, this thing just seemed like it kept going down. So I'm going to be ahead just to bring a bunch of dirt in and actually finish filling it up. Previous owner, there was a house here, and it was weird. It was like the house was back there, then there was a porch here, and then the deck went all the way out to here. That's why this is all lumped up so high. I don't know what I'm going to do with this mess, because those trees are pretty entwined with all of this. I'm not sure what to do. Oh, look at this. Be careful. Don't get into a bee's nest. I did that the other day. Look at that conduit pipe. It is just grown in there. That tree just decided to take it. But and there was another house right there. That's what those steps were for. And both got tore down, obviously. There's a stump there, big stump there. Might be ahead just to hire someone with a stump grinder to come in and take those down. I do not have a stump grinder, and I've been buying enough things for this project. I don't know if that's something that would be worth my investment. SOS police cars. Even when it's not pulling, it gets very boggy when you turn. So even when it's not pulling, it gets very boggy when you turn. So I mean, part of that's because the diff is locked, but even at a standstill, Watch. It's taking way too long for it to come up. We'll take that wind though. That looks, I'm pretty happy with it. You get those bricks out of there, a bunch of roots. Yeah, there's still a bunch of cleanup to go. Nope, didn't go into gear. There it goes. Tight fit. The bike a little bit. Oh well, it's junk anyway. And to kill it, we just come down here. Uh-oh. Find our pull rod is come unhooked. Can't stop it. Blow Rodrigo. Well, we have the tractor that won't shut off now. Yeah, come up here to our injector pump and find this, yeah. Turn that little guy. Our rod came out of the, oh, I guess we lost our pin. Well, that's not good. Dang it. Okay. Well, we have to fix that, huh? That, oh, that guy is supposed to be up and around and in. Wonder where our pin went. That's for our kill switch. If I can get the pull out thing to work. There we go. It's on a spring up here. This is not spring loaded. Oh, dang it. That muffler is right where you don't want it. That's going to be a burn. Oh, well. Yeah, we're missing our pin. Okay. But something. I was able to fix the leak. I put copper washers on here. And because I did have a drip coming out here, I thought that might have been the big issue with this injector pump, which I'm sure it wasn't helping things, but Something else is our problem, and I'm not sure if it's the timing. The previous owner had the old one. I've got the old one. He pulled it off, put this one on. It had been rebuilt. I guess it's been rebuilt. I don't know if that's the issue, or we're gonna have to get compression gauge and go see how well these 3 cylinders are doing. How many acres do I have out here? Well, in here I just have what? That's 2 lots back there. It's 2 lots up here, and then it's 2 lots there, and all of this is almost an acre. So I don't know, acre and a half roughly in here, and then out of town there's about 30 or so in my parents' place. I've got 3 out there. I was going to build a house out there, and then things happened. Plans got changed. Cost of everything went way up. It skyrocketed. That was around like 2019, 2020 when I was planning on building a house, and didn't quite work out. But you know, this is working out good. I was able to get my shop built, and got a decent sized shop to work out of. That property behind me came up for sale, and I wanted to get it, clean it up. Now my yard goes the whole way, which is really nice. Yeah, I don't know what else to do. we accomplished what I set out to do today. I don't have a battery in that. We could start it. Start the deer. I did that on another stream, but it wouldn't hurt to fire it up. It's been sitting. I need to get it back in the shed. It's a 1950 John Deere MT. Let me go ahead and flip it on. Make sure we're in neutral. Give it some choke. Should. Oh, just about to give up on it. Ooh, normally you fire right up. Well, that's not good. It's the first time that's happened. Fuel is on. Kick it down to an idle, maybe? This is different. She's camera shy. Well, not sure what to make of that. You're open, yeah. Just closing the choke, yeah. This is a new one. All hooked up yet? Coil wire. We had spark. How are we on fuel? Hard to tell. I think there's a way to turn the light on with this. Yeah. Oh. Well, that would do it. Okay. There's no ain't got no gas in it. Hello, Costal. Ain't got no gas in it. Well, I guess that would explain why she don't want to start. Okay. Let's get some gas in it. Which I don't know if I have any on hand today. 'Cause think Dad threw it all in the backhoe there yesterday. What I had, because he stopped by and we're working on getting the line fixed. Well, oh, there's my tank. Yeah, okay, yeah, that's exactly what happened. Okay, we have no fuel. No fuel for that. But anyone new to the channel, we have all sorts of projects going on. International Model M. There's some videos on the channel. Most of this stuff, there's at least 1 or 2 videos on the channel about, even if we haven't gotten it fully done. We did get that running, that Taylor hit and miss engine. We got it running. This Model A, there's been a bunch of videos on the channel trying to get this thing brought back to life. The body was off of it. It was down to a frame. Previous owner passed away in like 2014. He had the motor rebuilt and he dropped it back in here, never put oil in it, and it was locked up. So I got it in auction for, I don't know, pretty fair price, I think. Even though it was missing a bunch of stuff. Tore the motor all apart, put all new gaskets in it, bunch of videos on the channel. Got it running. She runs good. He had it bored out 80 thousandths over, so it's had a full rebuild done to it. Same thing with the, yep, little gas, yep. she's out of gas. But guy went through, he redid the transmission. Of course, everything sat for years. It was in a building, though, thank goodness. Because it would have ruined this body if it had sat outside. Because he had it sandblasted. And there was just sand all down. Boy, I need to clean those leaves out. I need to vacuum that out before we go finishing this. It sat outside for a little bit. I didn't want it to, but it did. But there was sand media blaster. Or media from sandblasting. All just packed down in here. And it would have rotted that out. But this is such a, like, look, there's some rust on the fender. There's almost, well, that's on the fender. There's almost no rust on this body except for a little. It was right in here, and these are known for rotting out. Yeah. These are known for getting rust right here on both sides. Because there's no good way. It probably has a bunch of, well, no, it does. It did have a bunch of sand up in it because I cleaned it out. But yeah, that crack there, you can't really get down in there real well and keep it clean. Plan for this. Okay, where are they? These guys. They go here. Like that. And of course, I'm going to get new ones. These are just so all beat up. And I don't know why it had giant holes drilled into it. It had 2 holes here, and then it had 2 corresponding holes. One like there and another one up higher that were really big. And I don't know if they had like a ladder rack or a rack or something mounted across the side up there. But my plan is, we've got an old Chevy GMC, it'd be a GMC, like Tahoe thing, and it's got we're going to take the roof and cut it out of there, and it's already got the ribbing on it, and we're going to make supports and weld it into here. People back then always getting shot at. Oh, that could be. Oh, you're taking bullet holes. There's a moonshiner car. Man, that burn, I'm starting to feel it where I bumped that muffler. That's a good one, though. I like that. But no, I'm going to make a steel roof for this because normally it would have wood beams going across, and you'd have like chicken wire and vinyl and like some thick insulation. And it'd be stretched tight. And then there's wood. Well, there's supposed to be wood on the inside of all of this, like that back there. There's that piece of wood. And then you've got these trim pieces right here. That's part of the trim And it's got all these little nails. And that would go around, hold the vinyl in, and, you know, attach that piece of wood on the inside. And I'm wanting to just nix all of that. Make this a steel roof, kind of reinforce it. It'll be a little stiffer, yes, but now I don't have to worry about, you know, the top going bad, which is what seems to be. These things sit outside, the top goes bad, mouse gets in them, chews them up, water goes down in, and it just rots everything out. I want a steel roof if I'm going to do all this work to it. Going with a different type of color, and some people like it, some people don't. But we have metallic blue. You got a little bit of shine in there. Going with metallic blue for the body. And I'm going to do a bed liner. I'm still going to put the trim in here. Maybe still put some wood and nail the trim in so it looks right. And I'm going to do a bed liner on the top of the roof. So it still looks like it's textured, like it's a vinyl top kind of wrapped. So that's kind of where I'm at with this. And then Dad found this hood ornament. He was at a yard sale or something for $1. I was just like, okay, I needed a radiator cap. I had the cap bit. So I was just like, oh, that looks pretty good. That'll work it. I don't know what that's supposed to be off of. But we went with red wheels, and I'm still missing a bunch of parts. I've been slowly piecing it together. Last guy I went to had a bunch of parts. He had some of those accordion things. They go on your running board, so you can put luggage down in there. He had brand new, someone cut out brand new floorboards for the front, which was the ones I was missing. I made these. I cut them out roughly. That didn't quite go the way I wanted it to, and then that side was a little too short for what I had left over, but it's somewhat secure. It's a floor. I needed something I could run around with, but up here was the difficult one. I still need to cut that so you can get access to the top of the battery. But you know, on these guys you got a round gas pedal, which is kind of different. Brake, clutch, your starter button's up here. That runs the starter. Your fuel shut off. This is your gas tank. Right here, right? Getting a wreck, it's all going to pour right down onto your legs. But your fuel shut off is right here. You can shut that off from the inside of the cab. Your choke would go right here. That's still something I'm looking for. I need a new speedometer cable. Gauge clusters right there. I don't know what happened to I did clean that up, but I thought I had that straight in there when I tightened it. Must have vibrated out of place. But that's your float to tell you how much fuel you have. We're at 0%. And up here you have, let's see here, throttle. See, it's moving the gas pedal with it. You got throttle and advanced and retard. On the poor phone's gonna eat it. Did I get a new crack? Hard to tell. It doesn't look like it. I don't know, something's scratched. Oh well, it's getting about time for a new phone anyway. This one's getting pretty poor. Anyway, there's for your spark advance. So yeah, up here I kind of don't like the tank placement though, because it's like you're almost guaranteed to drip fuel. You about need to bring a rag with you when you fill up, because you're almost guaranteed to drip fuel. Normally these things, you can see where it was all, well, shoot, is that bubbling? I think it is. Dang it. I thought I had that all fixed. Well, dang it, it's all bubbling up. That's not good. Yeah. Well, it was all pitted, so I filled it in, and apparently didn't do a good enough job. Dang it. I'm going to have to do something about that. But yeah, so basically pull that back and you're almost guaranteed to be missing paint right there because of the gas. But, you know, this body is in really good shape. The running boards I'd like to replace at some point. They're all, you know, not very good. They had a piece of vinyl over the top of them, and, you know, that just holds moisture underneath. The fenders were all cracked up. What happens on these things is they, you know, they're out here. They're just, look how much flex is in that. You know, this engine's running, you're going down the road, everything's just shaking. And it just kind of work hardens the metal, and it'll just crack. That crack went all the way up into here. You might be able to see it from the back where I kind of repaired. I put a patch underneath it. I'm not a body man. But I put I welded a piece of metal in there to kind of help stiffen it up some. And that crack kind of went up into here. I need to, I'm missing the support. I do need to get that in there. A little bolt goes there. Is that missing paint? I might have to do some touch up to this car. Dang it. That must have been from me scuffing across here. You know, getting in and out. Dang it. Okay, well, I haven't looked that close to this car in a while. It's kind of gone on the back burner since I bought that property. See, it should have a bolt like that. Bunch of new parts thrown at it. Newer radiator, you know, radiator hoses, lines. I'm doing a 12 volt conversion. So I'm trying to do everything. I'm going to get an alternator for it and 12 volt lights, and you know, she needs quite a bit, but we're getting there. Picked this up the other day from that guy that had a bunch of stuff. On these Model A's, you want this. This is the best upgrade you can get. This is a leakless water pump and a cast aluminum fan. And why you want that is these old fans are a flat piece of metal that are bent around. And I don't know if you can really see it on this one. There we go. They're kind of like riveted together. They're like almost spot welded together. It's one piece of metal that's bent around. And what happens is, this was even a problem when they were new, you know. These don't hold together real well because they're spinning real fast, and they can get little cracks in them. And see how much paint there is? You'd never know if there was a little micro crack starting under there. But what happens is, you're driving along, that thing's spinning a million miles an hour, and they'll blow out the side of the hood. There's tons of pictures online of Model A's with, you know, a fan blade stuck in the hood or just totally gone out of it. So I'm upgrading that. Only downside is that's like a $300 to $400 part, depending on where you get it, that whole setup. And I know these blades were on back order for quite a while. You couldn't get your hands on one. But otherwise, you have this water pump that's got it's got this little guy in here. It's got the leather, like thick leather stuffed in there. And as you go along driving it, you got to take your screwdriver and tighten this in. And even when they're good, they're still bad about dripping antifreeze out this front seal. Like this one, that was a rebuild kit, an older style rebuild kit. But, well, older, it'd been, you know, new old stock kind of deal. And even it kind of drips. And then you got a little grease port up there. This one does have a grease port, but you don't have to worry about that leaking. Hopefully. That's the plan. No spark plug wires on this guy either. Now, this is something I got to say. Here's an original Model A Ford spark plug. Well, they're all older plugs, but see how long this is? This piece of brass, and how well it clicks in there. These are the aftermarket ones I got off of, I don't remember if it's eBay or where I got them from, but look at how much shorter they are, and they just barely work. They do, but I don't know. They're not quite long enough. Whoever's making them cheaping out on it. See how much of a bend there is, like spring to help keep that clicked in, and then this just barely does it. So keep an eye out on those. Look for longer ones or new old stock or original style if you're doing that. I did upgrade the points system on this as well. Someone sells a, I don't remember how hard it is to get down in there. I haven't been into this in a while. Cap, a rotor. The rotor don't want to come right off. Well, shoot, okay. Can you see it? New style points down in there. Because these normally have a different style point system where the condenser is down here. And okay, let me restructure that sentence because okay, you can see it better from here. Normally your condenser would be down here. There'd be a wire coming, or no, the wire's straight through. Where we saw that hole in the back, that's where the wire would come through. There's a screw that holds that and the condenser in place. And what would happen was that condenser would get super hot because your exhaust side, here's the intake side of your muffler, here's the exhaust side of your muffler. All that heat's going where? Right into your condenser and baking it. So that was kind of a known issue as well with these things. I would say probably especially if you had one of these guys on there as well. Pick this up from that same guy I got the water pump from. He had a lot of good stuff for me. You know, because that's just making that all hot too. But what that is, that's a heater that would go into this little hole, and then on the other side of this little hole, you got a vent, little flapper up there. You can, supposed to be able to open it up and let some heat through. But basically, it's taking the exhaust heat. You know, your fan's blowing hot air through it, and the exhaust, and it's just pushing hot air into the cab. This is probably something I will never use, but I might throw it on there for shows kind of deal. I also like it says Model A on it, which is kind of neat. Big aluminum piece. Anyway, back to my point. It would bake that. So I went ahead and just put this new style topper on there. It's a whole top plate where this, see how that's new too? So the whole plate, the arm, the ball, everything. You just drop it in there, and that gives you the condenser up top and the new style points. So if you're looking for points, you can probably stop at a auto parts store and just pick a set up and not have to wait around and, oh, we don't have a set for those because they're so weird kind of deal. Do I back on too? I don't know. I'm just spitballing here, guys. I could go on and on, I'm sure. I'm missing, one of those rods. That guy had this too. It's a little dinged up, but this car is it's not going to be perfect. I want something I can drive. If I put a bunch of money into it, I wouldn't want to take it out and go for a drive. Like, it's going to get scratched up. She's going to get, look, even just driving around the yard, I saw there was bits and, scratches underneath here. That's just from stuff getting picked up in the yard and getting thrown up on it. I want it to look kind of nice, take it to shows. It doesn't have to be a perfect restoration, and it's not going to be. It's just something fun to drive around, and I don't know. I'm just not much into super fancy high-end show cars for me. There's the doors, the hood. I mean, this is all rattle can as well. But it's not bad for rattle can. I wish I would have put a better clear on it than what I did. I used Rust-Oleum clear, and I should have got some good 2K stuff. I may scuff this down and respray it with 2K in the future. Or if it fades out, maybe try it Poppy's Patina or something. But it's not bad for rattle can. I haven't wet sanded or buffed this yet either. I haven't touched these because I still don't know what I'm going to do with them. But, you know, it's not going to be a super gloss, but the little bit of metallic in it definitely gives it some nice nice looks, I think, at least. It's not for everyone. Some people I've told, oh, you're going metallic blue on a Model A. I'm like, they made millions of these cars. Let me have fun with one. It's either that or it could go in the junkyard. Same thing with the dash. Boy, you can tell they've been sitting for a year. There's the gauge cluster. Yeah, it's a shame. All this stuff's just been sitting all year. I haven't done a dang thing. I got this car up and running once this year. I had to move it out of here to get that big drill press. That's a high F Taylor. Still got this dang cough. I can't get rid of it. There's the topper for it. She's about, what, 25 pounds? This top. You know where that goes? On top of this. And you know what you got to do to change your belt speed? You got to take that top off. Now I'm 6'7", and that's a reach for me. So you're picking this 20-pound thing up all the way up, over and down, just to get in here and mess with your speed. This is a heavy-duty machine for sure. But I ran some new wiring. Well, it's new wiring. We'll call it that. I ran some wire. And we got a Taylor High F. She's from the it was either 30s or 40s, somewhere in there. Machine model B202. There's a chuck for it. I'm missing the chuck for it, the key's up there. I am missing the chuck for it though, so I need to find one of those to make this thing operational. But we can. Kick it on, and she does go. I don't know why it's so shaky. Maybe I bumped something with the... It wasn't that shaky before. It's very shaky. I think I bumped something. But anyway, it works. The big sad thing is it's got this nice pedestal, you know, down here, screw jack that would go down here. But here's what happened when we were removing it. Now, I don't know how long it's been like this really, but this guy that holds it's a big clamp that holds this. Oh, I can't even get it to move. Anyway, it holds this this rod in that holds the table in place. It goes on the back of there. Or where does it go? I don't quite remember. It goes somewhere. Oh, it goes on the back of that. It goes on the back of that. That goes into here. And this would tighten it down to hold it into place. As you can see, she's had some catastrophic failure. And I don't know the best way to fix that. It's almost like powdered metal. I don't know if there is a way to fix that. Surely there's something I could do. Because in reality, this doesn't do a whole lot. Considering it has this screw jack table underneath it, I would imagine that doesn't need to do a whole lot. So I might be able to build something to go around this and go in that peg, but I don't know yet. This is something I would like to get going because it's one heck of a drill press. Look at this lead weight, this giant lead weight up in here. And that's a counterweight, so this thing will just, all you got to do is push down just a little bit and it'll hold. Otherwise, that thing would just not do that. You got a whole chain going up there to attach that lead weight. It's something how balanced it is. We'll unplug that. Hello, Jack. Hello, Fernando. All right. I think what else do we want to go into? How's my battery doing? Oh, 44%. I could probably talk for another hour or so. Oh yeah, here's some more Model A stuff. I need seats. I need upholstery. I'm missing the bottom springs for the front seats. You know, like I say, this guy, well, the worst thing was, this was an online sale I bought this on. The guy had a bunch of parts for this. He had an AA truck, bunch of parts, and they split everything up so bad that this was one of the last things to actually sell on the sale. And it's like, I would have spent a lot more on that sale had this is sold, you know, if they would have set the timer up to where this sold first, you know, sell the cars first and then have all your parts sell. That's how you need to do it, because I would have spent a lot more money at that sale because I didn't know if I was going to get this car actually bought. You know, worst case, I get a couple, I bought headlights and stuff like that. I would have got a couple lots of, you know, headlights and a few things here and there and been like, okay, fine, I didn't get the car. I've got some parts. But if this would have sold first, I just spent a bunch more money on that sale because he had a lot of stuff for it. But, you know, it wasn't worth doing all that, and then this thing goes stupid high. Then I gave $1,200 for this in the state it was in. They had a title with it. That was the big seller. It was like, oh, you got a title for your Model A? Good. That kind of was a green light for me. My dad had one. It was a 4-door. It had the suicide doors on it. And it was really cool. It was in about the same state as this one. It was all tore apart. Someone was going to make a rat rod out of it. We found a rebuilt engine, dropped it in there, got the body kind of half painted up, you know, with we brushed that on. You know, it looked all right for a brush job. I sprayed this, but guy came along. We had enough parts to probably build 3 of them at the time, but you know, this was like 15 years ago or better, and sold everything. And now I'm like, kick yourself. It's like dang it. Oh well, you never know. I never knew I was going to get another A to play with. Hasn't gotten cold enough to use the old Kenmore yet. This is a 1951, 52 diesel heater. I need to figure out a better spot to put that fuel tank than on my toolbox. But she's working. I've fired it up a few times, and it does get it up into the 60s in here, which is about what it is now. So when it's like 40, lowest I had outside was 40 degrees, I could get it to about 60 in here, which was, shoot, I can live with this. I can work in this. You know, that's pretty nice for it being cold out. I did move the Vivor heater over here. I don't know what I did with the keychain. Oh, there it is. It fell on the floor. I need to set a peg up or something, but I just got it to where I can kick it on. Kick it on. But it seems to work all right. I don't know. I had some questions on that. Someone said they had diesel fuel dripping out of the intake when they purged the system. And that would sound about right, because you're just forcing all the diesel straight into it and it's not burning. But once it starts up, it should start burning that diesel. If you start seeing a bunch of diesel drip out of the thing, shut it off, get away from it for a little bit. I will say, when it was brand new, I ran it outside for about an hour and let it cook off all the the processing stuff, oils and whatnot, just to get the smell out of here. Now, she should be starting here soon. Last time I messed with it, I did have to purge it because it'd been sitting all year. I didn't do anything with it. I didn't fire it up once this year until I moved it over here. All I had to do was drill a hole and ship the heater out the garage. And I sealed it in with some high heat sealer. And it seems to be working all right. I know there's always a bunch of questions. Here she goes. She's starting to tick. They didn't send this to me. I bought this. For anyone thinking I'm just being a shill for them. I have had some stuff sent to me. But I'll let you know if that's the case on something. As you can hear, it's ticking away and should start making heat here pretty quick. Thermometer gun. I don't know where I put it. I was doing something with it. I don't know where I put that temp gun at. Okay, well, it's missing. Where did I put that? I've got to clean this shop, by the way. Anyone looking at... Hello! Hi! Oh, I'm doing good. I got to clean this shop up. Again, nothing's really been touched in a year. Like, I haven't done much since I bought that property. It's just been a whole non-stop go, bring the tools out. I'm just leaving them here and there. And it's like, they're not making it back into the box, and that's making everything difficult to find. I do wish I knew where the temp gun went. Oh, well. This was something I got sent. Eaton Wolf. Eaton Wolf makes some pretty good stuff if you guys are looking for... This is a air pump for basketballs. Did I throw that basketball in the other garage? I guess I did. Dang it. The one time I need it in here. Really good little setup, though. You've got your needle up here. Pop that out. Then you can screw it in, and it will either inflate or deflate a ball. So if you're wanting to put it in your duffel bag or something, you can deflate the ball down and get it thrown in there. Still have the Lasco? Yes, I do. It's back in that corner. I haven't fired it up in a while. But yeah, this guy, you just kind of set it to what you want. It's got a few different options. Football, soccer ball, or also football, depending on where you're at. Basketball, or a manual mode, or you've got your deflate mode, and it'll just suck all the air out. But USB-C rechargeable. Highly, highly recommend this Sportsmate P300 ball pump. Also something Eaton Wolf makes. Now this I will shill for, because I've been using their stuff. They sent me this guy. This Vortex S6. Look at how beat up, dinged up, scratched up this thing is. And they've got a new model too. And I've been using this so much for airing up tires around the place. It works great. I've had zero issues with it. You set that, it goes all the way up to like 80, 90, 100, 160 PSI. So she will put some air out. And not only does it do, not only will it inflate tires, it also has a nice bright light on it, which is great if you're on the side of the road and need to air your tire up a bit. Or if you're out camping and you want to inflate a bed, it comes with a big hose so you can inflate a bed. It's got your tip for basketballs, another style inflator for different toys, an adapter right there. Highly, highly recommend this thing. I don't remember how much they are, but I love it. They sent this to me, and I can't say, I really have nothing bad to say about it. Lasco, okay. Oh, something else I got sent. This little autogen. This is turning into an update for the channel, isn't it? Oh well. This autogen plasma cutter. There's a bunch of some videos on the channel using this. One of the live streams the other day, my dad was running it, and does a great job for the price. It cuts through quite a bit. I've got a full video trying it on thicker steels, but hook air into it, and it does a pretty good job. I did have one issue with the regulator it came with. It was leaking, and they offered to send me another one. I kind of like there's the trigger for it, and that's the same tip. I've been running that same tip for most of the cuts I've been doing, so I don't know if we've just been really lucky with it or what, but I bought more tips for it. It just hasn't needed them. But the regulator it came with was leaky, so they offered to send me another one, but I ended up buying a different one, and I got an inline air filter from Harbor Freight, cheap one, and that's been working really good. I got that and hooked a regulator to it so we can just tap it down. It will do 220, and I guess they still sell them. I never heard any more from Autogen because I kind of told them I wouldn't do a review on this because they sent it to me, and they're like, oh, are you going to get to that video? I'm like, I don't know. They sent me this jump pack, and it was just garbage. It was such garbage. I didn't like it. And maybe I don't know if I should even be saying this, but I do not recommend this jump pack, because the only way I could get it to do anything on a dead battery was push this boost button, and even when you push that, it would only stay on for barely long enough for you to run from your battery to inside your car to try and start it, and even then it still might not want to work. Also, I believe this one was USB. Yeah, this one's micro USB rechargeable, which is outdated by today's standards. You got to get into C. They did give me another one that I do believe was C chargeable. There's the end for it. I don't know. Everything just kind of gets thrown everywhere. You know what? That might be in the other vehicle. I might have thrown that in the vehicle just in case, but I don't think it ever... Well, it wasn't going to do anything with it. Oh, there it is. Here's the other one. Oh yeah, this one wouldn't take a charge anymore. That's what happened with this guy. It just totally died on me. That's right. I forgot about that. This one was USB-C though, rechargeable. But yeah, it would not take. It got to the point where it wouldn't take a charge. It did have a wireless charger right there. You could set your phone on top of it. This one worked a little bit better, believe it or not, out of the two, even though it was the smaller of the two. But this guy had issues, and both of them had the same problem with the boost button. And this one was really hard to push because, oh, there's a boost, but we really don't want you to use it. No. Oh, look. Wait, what? Did that? Ooh, that had charge in it. That light just popped on. That reverse light kind of popped on when I pushed the button. Anyway, I guess that capacitor had charge. I guess there's a capacitor up in there. All right, but you know, the bigger one's for the bigger one. But I don't know. I could not recommend these. What were they? Which I hate to say because they sent them to me to try out. MJS11B, MJS11B, and now no one's going to want to send me anything. MCW. Oh, you're live. It kicked me out. Something quit working. How long have we been off? Anyway, I noticed my phone's getting hot. It's probably trying to kick me off the internet. These guys just I don't know. Don't recommend it. Anyway, Lasco. That was the next question, which was the one I probably should have jumped to, but those came to mind. Well, if we don't lose the cable for it, it's been sitting as long as everything else, just gathering dust. Oh, look. There's some of the steel tubing I'm going to use to build the roof rails for that Model A. Little 1x1. It was like a sign display. Well, there we go. I guess she'll work yet. Hold on, I want to make sure I don't unplug the... of course, first one I try it. I didn't want to unplug my fan. I don't care so much about the parts washer. I want to keep my fan where I can just plug it in. So we'll plug that in. Videos on the channel of this as well. When I first got it, that was, what, 8 years ago now? So this thing's one of my older videos. You kind of got to go back in time to find. Ceramic element. I'll go ahead and push the on button. High. It's cold, but it won't take it long. It just clicked on. It's already starting to warm up. I'm already, yeah, my hand's getting warm already. That didn't take very long. There's a low one. That's not saying hi to you. It's just telling you it's in high mode. I don't think this one had a timer though. Oh yeah, it does. Oh, duh, right there, the clock. So it does have a timer on it. I don't know if they still make these, because I've gotten some questions. See, on that'll just continuous run until the temperature thermometer's happy. What I think it was 64, so that thing should kick off. But yeah, it dumps heat out. It does do that. Anyway, yeah, she's still working good. Just got my dad rewarm. Wait. Got my dad a WeWarm infrared heater. Oh, this that type of brand. It's Lasco. Yeah, it seems to work really good. I haven't had any issue. I mean, the build quality. It feels like someone just took a trash can. Feels like someone just took a trash can and stuffed a heater in it. I mean, you know, it's really, it feels like a trash can, but it does the job. You just gotta make sure to keep this filter clean, and you see how clean it is for being in a very, very dirty environment. So I imagine it should be fine in most houses. What else? I'm trying to think of what else. Doing half second. Hello, Michael. Michael Jordan. Like we're doing half seconds of the year real time. Oh, half seconds. Oh, okay, we're doing that. Yeah, I guess that's what this turned into, a whole update on things. I do have the Eden Pure yet. My grandpa bought that a long time ago. It still works. The Redstone, it still works, although I think the light bulb went out. It was one of those ones that had the fake flame behind it. Steel FS111RX, Weed Eater, been great. Haven't had a single issue with it other than the feed head. I didn't like the one it came with. I put a quick feed head knockoff one on it. There's a short delay. Oh shoot, it's probably because I'm in the building. But I put a different feed head on it. I need to get a new one for it. But other than that, the machine itself has been awesome. Although you spend $400 on a weed eater, I would hope it'd be awesome. You know, it was not a cheap machine. This helmet, also steel branded. Love that. That is, the earmuffs and everything, it's been great. Really comfortable. I've been wearing that the whole time. Like, this is the first day I really haven't worn it out there doing stuff. Probably should have. My ears, kind of a level of my ears will thank me. How's this guy doing? Is pouring heat out? Oh yeah, that's hot. All right. I will say on this, they give you an underrated power supply, which, because it's only good for 12 amps. I think this thing called for 13 or 14 amps. So I have had this thing kind of make noises. Like if it's really cold out and it's got a fight to start, I have had this thing make kind of like a noise, like it's trying. And I have had to unplug it and reset it if it's really cold out, which is not ideal. The Vevor saw. This was a newer purchase. This was for, oh, well, might as well talk about both of them if we're going to get one out. Well, might as well talk about all of them. So we've got the Vevor saw. Oh yeah, the chain came off the guy. I forgot about that. The MS-162. Gotta open the shop door. And might help the signal out too. Sorry, I am all over the place. If this was a video, I probably would have cut it 50 times before you ever saw any of this. So I'm doing pretty good, to be honest. All right. So we got cheapo chainsaw, $80 chainsaw, been running great. I wish I had the tripod over here. I probably can't get it to start. Prime it, choke it on. We'll turn the chain brake on just in case I don't. But for 80 bucks, I can't really say too much bad about it. It runs pretty good. It's the same thing as the Vevor one. It's just that one's got a little different plastic on it, which after looking at this guy, I question their plastic. This I haven't had any issues with. The grommet's still in. Runs really good. I did notice the muffler is loose in there, and I can't get those bolts to tighten up anymore. Feels like they're going to twist off, and I don't want to do that either. So I was a little worried about that melting because it's just plastic, but seems to be okay. However, it does feel very, you know, that plastic, it feels as cheap as it looks. But it doesn't feel like it's going to fall apart in your hand. So that's a plus. Then we got the big Vevor. This is a 53cc. What do we got? Mission controls, displacement, 52cc. 52cc. And This one I probably need 2 hands. I might just have to walk over and get the tripod. I got enough battery. We'll shut the light off too. That'll save it. Let me go get the tripod. Yeah, okay. I'll go get the tripod. We'll start that one up. I need to go get that tripod anyway. But for anyone joining the stream, this is what we originally started off doing. We took that tractor and we were leveling this out. Wow, have we come a long way from that. But that stump was in the ground. We had a hole about 6 foot down right in there the other day. So look at how nice and kind of smooth it is now. We will take that win for sure. And more dirt needs to be brought in, and you know, this all needs to be leveled out. Those trees are coming down at some point. But yeah, I like how it's coming. Sounds like the neighbor's doing his last mow of the year. I probably will at some point. I'm gonna let the tree leaves drop a little bit, I think. The soil looks good. Yeah, it's not bad. My grandparents always did a garden. Oh, there's a pretty good video on the channel of Grandpa using, he had an RD6 bulldozer. Now we're on to something else. He had an RD6 bulldozer. He came back here and he dug this hole about where that owl is, from that tree to, that tree wasn't there at one time. I think it's about there to here. And he dug all of this out really deep with the bulldozer. And might try and link something maybe in the comments of this live stream, because it's a really good video from the 90s. He had just got done rebuilding the engine, drove it around here, pushed all that out, and they put fresh dirt and everything down in here. So this is a really, really fertile spot for garden. But yeah, the dirt over there is pretty good too. Uh, 97 Dodge Ram. She's got the rust going on, and that's sad. I want to get a good wire welder and learn how to put patch panels in. That's in my future. I definitely want to keep this truck. I really like it. I'm just going to buy replacement fenders for the front, because there's not much left to save up here. They're pretty, well, something got in there and built a nest, and it's just been rotting out ever since. And I have a nicer hood on a parts truck, so I think I'm going to steal that. This one's all pitted. See those right in there? That's all pits and stuff that's been filled in over the years. And well, while we're doing updates, Super 4x4 lights, they still work. The yellow has pretty much faded off of them, but they still have a yellow tinge to them. Work really good if it's heavy snow. That yellow light just cuts through the snow, and it doesn't blind oncoming traffic. I really thought it would, but I've tried driving into them before, and shoot, I see so many people with super bright, like factory headlights, are just blinding. It's like, dang, I need to put my sunglasses on. I feel like I'm getting an X-ray or a tan in my vehicle. Like, those things are about the brightness your lights should be. Anyway. Everybody got a beater? Did you grow the happy leaf? The happy, oh no, I don't grow that. If that's what you're talking about. Anyway, let's see if this Beaver will fire up. If I had some logs, well, I kind of do. Do we want to go make some cuts with this? Yeah, beater. I've got that for a beater, I guess. And this is my nice truck now. It's a 98 Chevy 3500. I really didn't want a 1-ton, you know, a dually. But it's extended cab long, but really, there's the injector pump for that tractor. But the parts one. But, you know, really nice truck. 454 in it. Like, almost no rust on it. Like, these trucks are known. They're notorious for that. And down there, this one's starting to get a little bit of bubble on it, which is a shame. There's not a whole lot I know you can do for that. It will go out at some point, but I waxed it up when I first got it. Really, really like this truck. It does take some getting used to. All the fun and memories are in the beater. Yeah, that's true. I have had that beater for quite a while. But it is kind of nice to have a, you know, really nice, reliable truck. This thing will tow anything you put behind it. It's got a big 454 in it. Worst part of damage is right there. It's just got a ding. Not used to having nice shiny trucks. But, you know, it's got the big Vortec V8. Then my Buick there, 96 LeSabre. I need to clean that car out, but that's been kind of my daily driver. She's got the 3800 in it, leather seats. Really like that car. Been a really good car. I've always recommended Buicks to people if they're asking for a vehicle, either a Buick or like a Crown Victoria style car. If you just want something reliable that will just go and they're safe. You get in a wreck in that, you're probably going to be okay. How many miles are on the Buick? That one is, well, it's hard to say because I swapped dashes. Because the gauge cluster, I don't remember exactly where we were at with it. The gauge cluster quit working in it, so it's really hard to say. But right now, the one that's on it, let me see if I can remember. 152,000 on this gauge cluster. You can't even see that. And I think the cluster that was in it had like 107,000. Looks like a woman drive it. I mean, they're really nice cars. Comfortable. They just float down the road. They take the bumps real good. It's an old man car. Yeah, I guess you could call it that. 93 all original with 116 garage kept. This one was garage kept. The previous owner was a farmer, and the only bit of damage to it, I had to replace this door with, I bought two of these cars off the same guy. He bought another one. His originally, the motor blew, or it blew a head gasket, locked up on him. And then he bought this one. He was going to do some swapping around, and he ended up selling both of them because he got something different. But there's a bit of a, oh, where is it even? Maybe that's it. I don't quite remember how it was. He came around with like a plow and hit the door and dinged this all in, and you can see it's missing the plastic trim. I don't have that bit. But so I was able to steal the door off the other car. You can't even tell that's off a different car. It's all the same color. The only downside is this one had a trim package on it. Someone put that thick, heavy chrome. I put some imitation on there, but it blew off. So that's kind of a shame. But it had all this thick trim on it, which I really would like to have saved, but I couldn't get it off there. But I need to clean this car and go over. I need to do that with all my vehicles. Then we got the Ford Falcon over there. Buick it's front wheel drive. She's a 3800 front wheel drive. As long as you guys have interest, I'll keep talking about stuff or until my battery dies, which won't be too long. Now this guy, you pop the hood and then you got to slam the door. Nope, don't want to do it. Come on. There we go. You gotta slam the door. That's the only way to get this hood to pop. Otherwise, it doesn't want to do it. Boy, I need to clean the leaves out too. But 3,800. What color is it? Where are you spitting? What color is it? You know, I'm not totally sure what the... It's green. I mean, it's green. But I don't know what the exact GM color code is for it. Infection? Oh, why am I spitting? I've been hacking around. I don't know what's going on. I got kind of a cold going on, I guess. I think part of it's been messing with all that dirt. I've just been inhaling so much of it. It's been so dry around here lately that you about walk out there and you're kicking dust up. So I think that's more why I'm coughing so much. 65 Ford Falcon. This guy was in a junkyard and they were going to scrap it. And needed the motor rebuilt. Pulled the 170 out, same motor, rebuilt it. Had a bunch of stuff done, you know, valve guides, seats, everything hardened. Crankshaft turned down 10,000s. I put an HEI distributor style in it, which really works good. Huffing the chainsaw fumes. Oh, it could be some of that too. Through a carburetor for like a 200. No, I won't sell the Buick. When I get vehicles I like, I will run them until they won't run anymore. I am generally like that truck, this car, that car. I might sell that truck. As much as I like it, it's a gas hog. It's kind of big. Run around with chainsaw playing Leatherface. I might sell that black truck at some point. What's your brand that smokes? Winston cigars? No, I don't smoke. I barely drink. All my money goes into stuff like this. It could be that diesel smoke too, because this thing's kind of got an exhaust leak on it. Was you're smoking? No, I never smoked. I can't stand being around cigarettes, to be totally honest. I can smell it on people when they walk up to me. I'm like, ugh. I'm like, oh man, it's just not for me. But yeah, this thing was in a junkyard. They were gonna crush it, and you know, it wasn't in terrible shape interior wise. Seats a little tore up. Company still provides spare parts for the Buick. I don't think GM does, but you can get most stuff aftermarket. Door closes really good. I went around, put all new brakes on it and everything. She's still all drums. Gave it a repaint. Really fun car to drive. Marlboro. 3204 Cab Cadet. Okay, we were going to start this chainsaw, weren't we? Cigarette burns on the driver's seat between the legs. On which car? The previous owner of this car smoked in it. That took me quite a bit of work to clean that out. And the previous owner of that truck smoked. I still haven't gotten the smell out of that one. The Falcon smelled okay. However, the ashtray was full of cigarettes, so somebody smoked in it. The Dodge, I don't think anyone ever smoked in. Getting the key cut for that Buick. Yeah, you are correct on that. This is the only key I have for it. And the hard part is this little chip here. It's got a resistor in it. There is a way to bypass that, which I need to do because the security light's been coming on for like the last year. And I think it's got something to do with this resistor starting to go bad. So I need to figure out. I think you can test this with a multimeter. And what's the house smell of? The house does not smell that bad. Generally, whatever I last cooked. But thankfully, no one smoked. This was my grandparents' house. They didn't smoke. Well, I will take that back. The living room there with the chimney there, sometimes it does kind of smell smoky. No, I take that totally back because my neighbor likes to burn stuff. That could be part of where my cough is coming from because it wafts in through my vents and the whole house will smell like wood burning smoke. So it's just like, but likes to cook out a lot. Bacon for sure. Never get rid of the smell. I moved out up north in the woods. You can smell cigarettes and pot no matter where I'm at. Oh man. But yeah, cut the wires running into the sensor key, splice the wires together, tape them up. Any blank key will slide in. See, I think I still think when you cut the wires, you got to put a resistor in there, right? I don't think you can just straight connect it. I think you actually have to find the right resistor for it. Who's older, me or the Buick? I'm older than the Buick is. The Buick's a 97. I'm a 93. The only vehicles I have that are older than me are that one and that one, which is considerably older. And well, if we start going into tractors, that's older, that's older, that's older. You know, I work on a lot of stuff that's older than I am. Where did I learn it from? That's a good question. A lot of it was my dad. He's a mechanic, or he was. He retired. And but growing up, we always had tractors and stuff. And shoot, my grandpa was the same way. This place was my grandma and grandpa's. He built that shed. He built that carport. I extended it out and made my shop. I put this carport up, but this was his tractor, my grandpa's tractor. That was his mower, his workbench. You know, it was, I just kind of grew up around all this stuff. I lucked out, you know, and I was able to just kind of learn and start wrenching on stuff. I don't even do this for a living. I don't work on stuff for a living. My job is pretty rudimentary, really, compared to this. Now all that chip does is connect the wires inside the tumblers. Okay, all right. Because I always thought those had to have a certain amount of resistance for it to work. Well, I might have to look into doing that. I say that, and then it'll be the day that the thing stops working will be the day I look into it. But yeah, it's just getting hard to watch shade tree mechanic work on a car older than me to start the. It's getting hard to watch a shade tree mechanic work on a car older than me to start to rust away at my age. Yeah, I got you. Yeah, shade tree mechanic. That's about all I am. I piddle with, like, I've got a nicer one of them I got running. Too old. Hello, RNG. But you know, like that mower's from the 50s. If it works, don't mess with it, right? I try to, yeah, exactly. Oh, with the ignition on that, yeah, I totally agree. Just leave it alone. I'll worry about that when the time comes. Um, so far, it hasn't given me any issues. It fires right up. It runs pretty good. Last winter, I had to put a uh, crankshaft position sensor in it. You got to take the front tire off and go down there, pop the harmonic balancer off. And that was, I started making a video on it, and that was nothing but a pain. Dad brought over a big 3/4 inch impact gun. We still had to put heat on that bolt to get it off there. You're not really supposed to heat up a harmonic balancer bolt, but it's like we were out of options. So tried the whole put the breaker bar on it and tap the starter trick. That didn't work. Someone really sent that thing on there hard. And then it turns out they put Loctite on it too. So it just, and then pulling it off was a whole nother ordeal. My puller almost didn't do it. It started bending the bolts out, and it was like, oh, and it finally popped off. It fought me every step of the way. Good car though. If it ain't broke, I heard that many times. But yeah, that's generally the best way to go. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Better put my can back on the. All right. Well, considering it's out of gas, might as well leave that sit. Buy a new balancer after all that? No, I didn't. I probably should have, but no, I didn't. It's been running around fine. I had to put a new upper intake. The gasket let loose on it too. Year before that or earlier that year, I had to do the whole upper intake. It's already had the elbows swapped out for the cooling. All that work didn't replace it. I know. Well, I needed to get it going that day. It turned into an all-day project when it should have been like a couple hours. Well, at least next time when it needs replaced, I can just, it should come apart fairly easy. I torqued it down to the correct specs, whatever they were. All the chip does is make connections. That's why it's insulated for the cooler. Okay, all right, gotcha. I gotcha. Where are you? I'm in Illinois, which is not really a place I want to be, but I'm in Illinois. Oh, shoot. Wisconsin? All right, you're a little up north there. Cool. Well, I guess we'll start this Vivor up, which is, I'm sure someone's been in here waiting. The terrain looked similar. Yeah, it's not too different, is it? I don't think I've ever been Wisconsin way. From Wheeling. Not sure where. Security line on the Buick. Farmland, yeah. Yeah, the security light stays on while I'm driving down the road, yeah. I ended up putting a piece of electrical. I did the Homer Simpson fix on it. Hold on. Give me a sec. Mind the mess. I really need to clean this car out. I did the Homer Simpson fix on it. It's on behind there. I put a piece of electrical tape on there. Been a nice car though. See, you have a lot of agriculture, a farmer or rent. Agricultural farmer, seller, not. see, that's interesting. My dad, he growing up, he'd see something like, well, that looked like that on the side of the road kind of deal, and you know, or an old tractor like this, and it'd be getting cut up for scrap, and he'd be like, I can save that. I want to, you know, and what, he was like 12, 13 years old. He had tractors bought all over the place his parents didn't even know about, and they were just sitting waiting for him to get old enough to buy a place and or have them shipped off to a farmer he was working with. He did work on farms, but so he was moving all this stuff around. He's got a bunch of tractors out there. But Dad grew up around that. Then I grew up around getting tractors going and stuff, and Dad's always working on people's stuff, which is really cool, I think. But yeah, so kind of around the agricultural selling stuff. Like we'd fix them up, we would sell them here and there. People need a decent loader tractor or something fixed up. First security system for the luxury GM cars. Okay. But yeah, I'll look into that when it starts being a problem, probably. All right, we can try firing this Vevor up. I think it's going to take 2 pulls with choke and then 2 pulls without. Oh yeah, I wanted to point out that right there, the weakest point on this saw so far. This grommet, well, it's stuck up in the thing now. It won't come out of there. This grommet would not stay in that hole, and as you pull out, it would slowly start cutting it would just start cutting through this plastic real easy. So, yeah, that's a problem. So choke it. Key on, I bet 2. 1. That wasn't really a good pull because of that stupid thing, but we'll go for it. Gonna take more than that, or did we run this out of gas last time we messed with it? No, I guess not. Yeah, it's pretty responsive. I like it. I actually have enjoyed using that saw. It's got the power you'd expect for as long as the bar is. Unlike this guy, which is totally underpowered for what you're trying to do with it. I've got some gripes on this I want to vent real quick. MS 162, I don't know about starting it right now. Maybe if we engage the clutch, but she this only takes a couple pulls, shut the choke off, and then she should go. Okay, first gripe, this. You have to flip up instead of down. These other ones, you flip down on to shut off. You know, if it's up like that, you can just flip it down and it kills it. I don't like that. In an emergency, something goes wrong, more than likely you're going to be able to do this a lot easier than trying to reach your thumb around and kill it like that. Don't like that. Secondly, a 16-inch bar. I believe this is a 32, 34 cc. I don't even know if it says 30 cc. So this is a 30 cc saw running a 16-inch bar. How big is that guy? So this might be 25. I don't see anything for sure saying it's 25, but 2500. So it's got 5 more cc, and it's running you know, from a 12 to a 16 inch. I feel like a 14-inch bar would be more suited for that thing than a 16. It really feels underpowered. Anytime you make a cut that's, you know, bigger than a small limb, it just feels like it's bogging down so bad. Even with a good chain on it, it's just, I don't know. For $200, I spent like 118 on that guy. It's like, and then I still had enough money to buy that, and you know, I bought basically those two for the price of that one. Okay, total switch out the saw and reinstall upside down. Oh, well, you can't really swap the switch around on this because it's part of the choke system. See, up is the kill switch, and then down is choke. You couldn't really just flip that around because it's all incorporated with everything else up in there. But even this one, they had it figured out. Up, and then if you need to shut it off, you just flick it with your thumb instead of having to search around trying to push up with it. But anyway, it feels underpowered for the bar it's pushing. If you put a smaller bar on it, that'd be a really good saw. Electric saw has sound like a motorcycle. Anyone who hears it without seeing it would think the motorcycle's there. Yeah, you are correct. Darn, the bar changed off of you too. Anyway, you are correct. Here's an electric saw. This is a hyper tough pull saw. But anyway, this thing works really good. Never mind the blade being off of it, chain being off of it. I've had this for at least 6 years or so, maybe 7. Same battery, and I just keep it charged. Been a great little saw. I've changed the chains out, of course. That one got in the water. That's gonna have to be swapped again. I got a couple more around for that. But getting up in the weird to get at limbs and stuff, or like when I was doing the fence line back there, I was able to drop the really tall trees. They were only that big around, but they were like, 15 feet tall or so. I was able to just kind of stand back and zip them all down because you didn't really know which way they were going to go. Didn't have to get close to them. Works really good though. That's a Hyper Tough from Walmart. Why so many chainsaws? Oh, preppy zombies. Oh, that's a good question. Well, I can't really show you what it looked like before, but all of that was overgrown. That was the main reason. I just wanted to be able to start in and start cutting down trees and cleaning everything up. Have a good day. Thank you. You too, Patrick. Thanks for stopping by. But I don't know. These are just some of the, where's that big one at? Did I move it to the other garage? I guess I did. Huh. I was going to show off my big one. Hold on 1 sec. Let me see about getting that out of the other garage. I got a saw for you. How's that? Oh, I gotta throw some gas in it, but we can try and get that guy running. That's 30 pounds. We got a Husqvarna. No, I don't have a Husqvarna. I don't think I have a Husqvarna anything, to be honest. I don't. No, I don't. I had a weed eater once that the guy gave me, but I think they they ran straight gas in it by mistake. And well, it does have gas in it. Maybe I messed around with it another day. All right, well, are we in shot? We can try and fire this up. I don't guarantee it will go. Antique, yeah. For heaven's sake, show us your face, man. The equipment won't be any better than you. If you live where it's cold in the winter, you have 2 or 3 saws. That means you're not lazy and cut your own firewood. Well, I'm trying to avoid cutting firewood, but if I need to, I do have Grandpa put a fireplace in at some like in the mid 70s. He looks like Trevor. Oh man, yikes! That's ooh. I don't know if that's an insult or a compliment. Ouch. Hope I don't act like Trevor. Anyway, we'll give her full choke. This thing about breaks your wrist when you go to start it, so we may not get it running today. Big on-off switch. See, this one's the same way. Up is off. It really needs to be down for off. This one you can flip around and make it what you want to be, though. So on. Give her a couple choke. I think she's going to go. We should have putted by now. There she goes. Now it'll go. See what I mean? It wants to grab it on its kickback. She'll go. You've got to be very mindful. Dang it. I couldn't find it. I need to adjust the idle, I guess, a bit more. I thought I had it idling pretty good before, but I don't know if we can get her to. Nah, she don't want to go. Or did I flip the switch? Oh, wait. When did I? Oh, okay. Whoops. I flipped the switch to off. I thought I locked the trigger up. I guess I hit the switch. Oh, I flooded it now. Yeah. She's old. Would not want to rely on this thing. Not for a daily use saw. Dang it. Bad thing about a good old saw, they flood easily. Yes, it does. It definitely needs some adjustments done to it. It is running good enough. We might. Which battery I got left? 10%. I don't know. We could try it. That might be the last thing we do today. I have one chunk of wood out there. We might be able to make a quick cut with it. See how she does. That chain's a little loose. I don't really have time to mess with that. We'll just see about doing one cut. The axe, oh, it's nothing real special. It's Ames, I don't know, something my grandpa had. I don't even know where it's from. Assembled in the USA, so it's at least got that going for it. You know, it's seen a few misses in its time, being used as a hammer. That's in India, but it does the job. Just like the axe. Oh, yeah, it's they're kind of fun to use. You got to be careful with them though. You go missing, and it's if it comes around and makes contact with you, it's not a good time. Maybe that spot up there. See, we've got this giant stump we just dug out of there. I should be able to get this thing to run high enough RPM to do a cut. So we could maybe try that if the chain don't fly off. It's not tensioned well enough, but oh yeah, another thing on these, they got a manual oiler. You have to manually see how it's pushing oil out. You have to manually oil these. They don't have an automatic oiler. Well, let's see if I can get it running. Almost there. You want to go? Figures. It did about as good as I expected it to. It needs sharpened. Also, that chain is super loose. Chain's blunt, yeah, it is. I don't think I ever sharpened this. I just played around and got it running. But they aren't contrary to popular belief, this would not be the saw you'd want to use in the zombie apocalypse. First off, it's about 30 pounds. It's not balanced that well. It don't take much to really gum them up. You get clothing stuck up in the gearbox and they'll kind of give out. And these guys, they run about half the speed as what that Vevor would. We could bring that out and see what it does, I guess. Boy. It's unwieldy, that's for sure. I'd hate to have to use that every day. I'd put some muscles on you. This guy is a lot more manageable. Kind of same cut. About 50 years old. You're about right. I think it's mid-60s that one is. Somewhere around there. Get my cardio in today. That thing will give you a workout. All right, now let's try well, this one needs a new bar. We've been running it pretty rough. But try this Vivo out. In the video I did on this, I didn't get to make too many good cuts. See, here's the problem. There's the problem, showing its face. Uh-oh. It locked up. Well, major problem. The recoil decided to lock up on us. Great. Well, we had our first major flaw as I go to start it. That's not good. Dang it. Figures. Yep, okay. Nope, she's messed up. Okay, well, that's the end of that. She won't retract. I'm gonna have to take that side cover off and see what's up. Fail. 37-year-old John's Red. I'd rather run one of those than that big David Bradley. Got lighter as you used it. Oh yeah. You do get used to them, but so how big is my land? I don't know. It's about an acre over there and about half an acre over here. Acre and a half roughly. But that's a shame about that. I don't know if we can just I don't know if I got an Allen key that size ready to go or not. Probably going to lose you here. This phone's probably going to run out of battery. More than likely. Oh, let's see if I got one. Dang it. I don't know where that went. Okay, I guess we're done with that. Oh. That's probably too big for it. Yeah. The smallest one on that. I have a smaller set. Don't remember what we were using it on. There it is. Okay. See if one of these guys will fit it. Have a great day. I'm out of here. All right. Have a good one. Oh. Let's see here. Maybe that guy. Nope, size smaller. Let me guess, it's the one size this doesn't have on it. It's looking like that's the case. Oh man. Really? Yep. Huh. Ah, there we go. In shot. Okay, I guess I am. Probably going to lose you before we get this done. I might have to check back in later after I charge the phone some. Oh, they put my long screws in there. I was kind of hoping if I just loosened it, it might retract itself, but it's not looking like that's the case. Sometimes you get the housing loose, it'll just fix itself. Yes, I know my jacket's falling apart. This is just one I don't want to retire. It's my favorite jacket. I need to find another one just like it. I've had it since 2008. Somewhere in there, 2007. It's been around for quite a while. Ah, would you look at that? They put the last one where I can't get to another Phillips heads. I gotta take the handle off to get down in there, that last one. Dang it. Nope. No, it's all... Yeah, it came off the rail. That's what happened. Yeah, it's off its... Okay, well... I am going to have to take that all apart. I have to take the handle off. There's nice 4 Phillips heads to get that off. You still up? 4% battery. Yeah, we're not getting this done on stream. Sorry, everyone. We might come. I might start streaming a little bit later. I want to go in and eat something, or at least get a drink. Let's see here. Let's have some epoxy on the crack. That might be a good idea. Get the proper tools. Charge at it. Good luck. Yeah, I just need to take that. I need a Phillips head. Take those 4 screws off. I'd keep going, but I've got 4% on my battery. We're gonna lose it here. Last time that happened, I about lost the entire stream. It didn't want to re-upload, so I need to end it. Leave a like and subscribe. I will see you all in the next one. Slap some epoxy on the crack. That might be a good idea. It'll still probably eat through it, but I need to come up with some way to hold that grommet. Maybe if I epoxy the whole thing. All right. And hello, Winnie von Wonderstein. All right, and goodbye. I will see you in the next one. Have a great day. We'll probably be back a little bit later. I don't know yet.